Hi everyone, it's Nat here. Hope you're all doing well. So I thought I'd better come on and do another installment of my what to do with your large botanical book pages in your junk journals. Haven't done one for ages, so much so that I needed to go back and check the last one. It was funny because I couldn't figure out what was the last one. Then I realised I had two of them that were labelled number 4. So thought I'd better fix that. So what I've done is I have made a playlist for this series specifically. So any newbies to my channel, if you want to see what it's all about, you can go back and see them from the start. Just go to playlists on my channel and it's under what to do with your large botanical book pages. So my videos are a mess. I do have playlists, but they are a mess. And over the next week, I want to get on and sort them all out to make it a lot easier for you and me to find ones that I want to go back over again. So I thought we would get on. I did have a look and see where we ended up finishing last time. And basically it was getting the pages in order. So that's just about done. I do need to find one more middle page because I must have taken the one out that was in there because I didn't like it. So I need to find something else to put in there before I sew the signatures in. The other thing I did was you would have seen me find this page and I wanted it to be pockets and to cover up. These are secondhand like music book pages or someone's printed music on them, so I wanted to cover the music up. So I used this botanical page and I just sewed down that side and that side to create pockets. Both pages now, everything I do is crooked in this. This is my personal journal. It's all secondhand goodies so far. The coloured pages are from the secondhand shop. And the tea-dyed pages are, like I said, someone's printed music on them and they've been tea-dyed. The cover is an old hanging file. And I've just been using the big pages out of the botanical book pages to embellish it at this point and make all the pockets and everything. So I sewed that page into the pockets, and then I also... in one of my last videos, we found heaps of pictures in a book that I had found and decided to make them into journaling cards and pockets and that. So a lot of them I put them all onto a sheet of paper, old vintage paper, and cut them all out. So you would have seen me glue them on, but off camera I cut them all out into little journaling cards. I've left a lot of them just like this so I can decide whether I want to use them as tags or journaling cards. And then I did sew around a lot of them. So I've sewn around some of the bigger ones like this so that they can be used like journaling cards or pockets. So yeah, I just did a brown zigzag stitch. The brown cotton seems to go really nice with the botanical theme. This one I thought I might make a little mini book out of, so I've sewn around it like such. But I might fold it down there and add a few pages. So that was the thought with that one. And then with a whole lot of them, I raided my scrap material and scrap lace bins, and I just grabbed out little bits that I thought would look nice with them. And when I sewed around the edge, I sewed on the little tag topper. And I love the way they've turned out. They're really scrappy. It used up these little bits that I probably wouldn't have used anywhere else. So, and I just found all these different little offcuts that I had that matched the colours quite nicely. So I just love them. So I did do a whole heap of those. I've still got plenty more to do in the future, but I figure what I don't use in this journal will go towards lots and lots of other journals that I can make. So, and considering all of these came out of the one book, and there's heaps more to go out of just that one book. So it's amazing how much ephemera you can make if you just find, one or two good botanical books. There were some of the bigger pages that I've put into this and got for it that I had before out of other books, but the majority of the stuff that I'm going to be making is just out of the one book. So I thought, well, we'll sort all this out because I just dumped it all into a box and made a big mess. So I want to sort these bits out, and I want to find another middle page if I can that I like to put in there, because once I've found that, we can then sew it in, and then we've got our little journal, and then it will just be embellishing it a bit more. So what I want to do is sort these sort of into size and what they are. So the ones that are sewn around we want to keep together. So what I have done is grabbed one of these. Oh, sorry, that'd be very annoying. So I love using these cutlery racks too. When I'm doing a project, you can stand your things up in there quite nicely, just like that. So even if I have stamps and dies that I want to use for a certain project, I can stand them up. So usually I put the bigger things to the back, so we might put them around the middle. This one's a bit different though, it's got the holes, so hopefully things don't fall over. Put that one towards the back a bit because it's quite big and I want to do something different with that. Then we've got our tags that have the toppers, which we'll keep together because they're ready to use. And then I think when I finish tonight, I'll probably put all of these into separate little Ziplocs, something to look after them. Just really need to get organised so I know what I'm doing. And I just love looking at all the pretties. Something about looking at all the colours and pretty stuff that just makes you feel good. So these ones are not sewn around. So they're ones that I'll probably figure out whether I want to sew around in the future, but they're all backed. I'm ready to go. Yes, every time I would go take anyone to appointments and that and be sitting in the car, I'd be cutting these out of the book. I've just finished going through the whole book now. Just making sure all these ones have their backs. Yes, got a few here that don't, that can go to the side. So I slip that there. So I've got this box full of bits and pieces. So we've got the bigger pages. These ones come out of a different book. But these ones are great for envelopes and that, because I know that the paper doesn't, it's not brittle, so I can fold it. So I'll just put them to the side, the big ones. Love that one. That is a candidate for the middle page, we'll see. I've got the little stamps that have punched out of your big book pages. Put them in my holder. And then yes, we've got a whole lot that I have cut. What I've done with a lot of them is cut them. Now I can't remember what I was going to do with this one. Because some of them I've left the sides and that on so I can make them into pockets and stuff. I hopefully will remember sometime. Yeah, so this one I'd be able to fold up and make that into a floating pocket if I want. So what I might do is move these a bit more even. And out the back, we'll put the ones that we still need to work on. And then we've got a whole lot that we made before. So we've got some pockets here that I made in a previous video, and that's a floating pocket. So I've backed it so it can be written on. That's beautiful. So that's ready to go. And these are little tags. I think these were ones that I made previously with the old book pages. Hope I'm in camera so they can go in. Yeah. And these are other ones that I've made as well. So I think that was just a big page of a picture of chives, but I actually love the way that they look. So I just need some nice toppers and they'll be beautiful. So So they can go in that one. That's not a little one. It's like a little journaling card. Another tag. Some lace. I must have had some idea with that. It's a word. Might use that, so I'll put it there. This was offcuts because I even use the little offcuts to make collages and that, so I don't like to waste them unless I know I'm not going to use them. They're like bigger ones. We'll go through all of that when we try and find the page. You can see why I needed to organise it, because I put the video on to do before and got myself very discombobulated and had no idea what I was doing, so I thought I'd better organise it all. Some stamps that I've just thrown out everywhere. Put them in the bag. So yes, I hope you're all doing okay. It's sort of weird times, isn't it? It's like you go out and everyone thinks everything's back to normal. It was very busy in the supermarket today, but then you've got all the screens everywhere and you've still got the markings on the floors, and it's sort of that in-between period when you're not sure what's going to happen. So this is some of the folder that I used for the cover, so I'm keeping that because if I don't make something out of it for this journal, I'll definitely use it for something else. It would make a nice little mini book or something. So it's another stamp. I think I put that in there because it's a picture of ferns, so I'll be keeping that and putting it away with other fern ephemera for a journal that would suit that style sometime. I'll leave that there in case I find some more. Now these, I think I made these previously as well, but that's another idea with your big botanical book pages. Just use my big circle punch and backed it with some paper. Some of them I've used coloured paper that suits, or card. Yeah, it'd be cardstock, because I thought the pink suited the flowers, and other ones I've just done them on some recycled card, which is probably the better thing to do. Just use up your recycled cardboard. So it's made them nice and sturdy, so they can be stuck to a page and used as a tuck, or just slipped in as little journaling spots, or just embellishments, so they'll come in handy as well. Now that's just a scrap bit. This is another pocket that I've made with an envelope. So I'm pretty sure I did these on camera in one of the previous ones. I'm just trying to figure out how it opens. I'm sure it shouldn't open there. No, there we go. That one opens there like that. Pockets are there, and I made some little envelopes. That one you can open up and write on the inside, so you would have seen me make that one as well. You can go in the ready to use pockets, and that was another one I made that I sewed around. So they look beautiful. And then we've got, here's some more little, that's your little circle punch backed again onto the cardboard. So that'd be good on your envelopes as your little closures and that, or even as your circles that you use to wrap your, I don't know what people call them, the envelopes and that they close by wrapping the cotton around the little circle bits. That sort of thing would be great for that, I reckon. Nice and sturdy, so they can go in with the stamps, I think. I so need to learn how to organise myself and keep myself organised. So as you can see, I've still got so many pictures and that I can use. And considering it looks like all of these are out of one book and then all the other bits are out of another book, there's only like 2 books worth, and I've got so much stuff. Some of these will be for my, oh, they're glue book pictures, some of these, I think. I should put them in my glue book page sometime. Box, I should say. Lovely big rose. Nice sunflowers. The black bean. I was going to say, they look a bit sunflowerish. That'd be an alright centre page, but it's a bit big for what we're doing at the moment. Look at that, that's beautiful. Definitely need to sort these out. None of these look like the ones that I'll be using in my journal. So, put them to the side. Some ribbon. This has a sticky note. Over page flip with paper backing. So that's what I wanted to do with that apparently. Okay, that can go in there to be fixed. So again, I've been cutting out some of the words as well, your garden and gardening, so we can make stick them onto some cardstock, make them a bit sturdier and put them in somewhere. It's the start page of one of the books, which I keep because I love the colour. That's a nice one. I'll put that over here in case I want to use it as the middle. And then here it looks like we have, are any of these backed? Yeah, some of these are backed too. So there's a whole lot more that I've backed, ready to be sewn around and made into tags, which is great. So they can go there. There's a whole lot of tags I've punched and stamps I've punched that haven't been backed. So I think we're going to have to find another little bag that I didn't bring with me, but I will find. So actually, they can just go in with the stamps here. We'll fix them up sometime. So yeah, when I go through the books, if I've got a page that I don't think is nice enough to cut out and use as journaling cards or anything, but I still think they might make good circles or stamps, then I'll punch them before I chuck out the rest. It's a good way of using up as much as possible. So this is beautiful sunflower pocket. So that'll go away for a sunflower journal sometime. So probably boring is to death, but I needed to get on and have a distraction and do something that was a bit less pressure than some of the other stuff that I want to do. It's Friday, it's time to relax. Look at those colours. It's funny how you'll see these in a book and they don't really look that nice, but once you cut them out, they look really, really nice. And especially when you add the lace and that, like I did with the tags. Now, these go, actually they're over here. So I could take the rest of my life to back all of these and sew them all. But it would be good to have these sorted out. There's another one that might be a good centre page. Really like that, so I'll put that there. Same with that one. I'm going to cut out some of these because I love the texture and the colour of the different greens and the variegated leaves. So, not sure what I'll do with them, but and then anything I come across that's got bees, I of course keep for a bee journal sometime, which I think we probably all do by now. I liked all of these because they've got gardening implements, so I think they'll be pretty cool too. So I'll have to go through them after and see what I want to do with them. Bird baths and all sorts of stuff. That's the page that I did have in the middle. But is quite nice. Don't know why I took it out. I'll put that there and we'll have a look. Alright, down to the bottom of the bin now, which is good. See if there's any more little bits. Now they're backed. Stamp. And then it looks like we've got 3 more pockets here. Aren't they lovely? I'm going to make a whole heap of those. That one. Alright, good job. So, these are all the ones that need fixing. Because they're not backed or anything. Maybe they can go in with those. Alright, so you see we've got this all sorted now. So you've got the little bits here. I've got all my journaling cards here, all my tags that I've made up here, my pockets. These are ones that still need sewing. Same with the tags, they need toppers. That's the one I want to make into a little book, which we'll do. And then these are bits that, yeah, pockets and that I need to sew and stick together and everything. So from there I can either do something with them or stick them into bags so that they don't get messed up again. That'd be good. So I'll just put this to the side. Now, where did I put my journal? There it is. Let's figure out which one we are going to put in the middle of this. So this was the page that was going in, which might end up back in there, we'll see. And it was going to be like that. I'm not sure why I took it out. I'm thinking that maybe because it wasn't really colourful and floral and stuff. Unless I wanted to back it first. Which might be a thought. I'll just check these other ones. Don't mind that. Alright, so I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to back this so that it's ready to put in. So I'm just going to grab some of this paper that I've got. And I might just rip this. I just find if I back things too much with the whole piece that it makes it thicker when I want to sew it in down here. So this paper's sturdy enough to sew through, so I'll just stick it on there and then stick this side on there, and it's not as much bulk then. At the crease, my words are not good tonight. Sorry. But yeah, as long as you get what I mean, that's the main thing. Now, I might just use my Coles Fresh Challenge Stickies Matte. Hopefully it's not too shiny for you. And use the helmers. If it'll come out. Oh, so yeah, it's been like a really weird week, you know, with a lot going on and not really that pleasant and stuff, but, you know, you just try and laugh it off and that, as we do. And then yesterday I thought, that's it. I'm going to get out of bed, get up, get motivated and get things done and not let things bother me. So I get up and I put my load of washing on. I'm on the phone and I hear this beep, 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 beep. And I thought, what is that? And I thought, oh, hang on. I think that's like the washing machine warning. So I thought, I better go see what that's about. So I go into the laundry and the floor's all flooded. And it's like, oh, goodness me, you know, what's going on? And I must have put a jar that I used as a paint, like to mix some paint in or something, in the sink to just dry, you know, rinse out and dry it off. And it had upturned over the drain and blocked it. So that's all right. I move it, fix it up, put the washing back onto spin and dry and all that sort of stuff. And then I go to get the washing out to hang it up, and it's covered in all this stuff. And it's like, what is this stuff, you know? And I thought, oh, it's either backflow gunk from the overflow, you know, and the hoses sucked it back in or something through my washing, or my son washed something yesterday that was filthy and it's gone all over my clothes. Yeah, so I had to put the washing back on. So as I'm putting all the washing back in to wash it again, I felt something hard in like my pants, and I thought, oh my goodness, you know, what's that? What have I washed? You know, is it some USB or something? Because I think we've all probably washed a USB or something in our pockets, or our phones or something. So I pull this thing out, and it was part of one of the agitator arms. It's like, no. Yeah, I just wanted to quit after that. Quit doing anything. So it was not a good day. So it's happened before with my agitator arms. I showed my son and he said sorry. He thinks he probably overfilled my washing machine. I think he might have. Just a little bit. So get that fixed sometime. You have those days sometimes, don't you, where you shouldn't have gotten out of bed. So there, that gives us some nice riding spot on that side now. Just chop around it. So this journal's not very neat, and everything tends to be crooked and that, which, you know, it's nice to have the freedom in your own personal journals, I reckon, to not care and worry so much. To my mind, it's more sort of going along with that whole junk journal style as well, to not have everything sort of, not try and get things perfect. It's my excuse for being slack. So I hope you have crafting on the radar for the weekend ahead. I know it's meant to be not wet, I don't think, for a few days now, so good opportunity to get out and get the gardens done. Although it is going to be cold, so that makes it difficult, but I must try and get out each day and get a bit done. Yeah, so see, it folds a lot better if you don't have the bulk in the middle there as well, so it will sit nicely in the middle. So I think I want that about there. It's going to be pretty chunky when we start putting things in it, that's for sure. So the next thing we need to do is get the signature in. That'd be good. So I've just got some cardboard here. I might actually just rip, because it might sit for me. It's just a bit off of a spotlight box. Just want a few layers of it for when I punch my holes, just in case. This is my Grand's old sewing box, which is very raggedy, as you can see, but I love it. So I thought I'd use this as my binding box. So it has a nice big needle in it for sewing the signatures in. This is just some tatting thread, pretty sure. So I'll use that. I think I'll double it over for this one because it's going to be quite heavy. And then I've got my clips. So I'll just put that there. So going about, usually I go about 2.5 lengths, but I'm going to double it over, so that'll be 4, 2, 3, 4, and we'll go an extra bit just to be safe, which is always way too much, but oh well. It's nothing worse than trying to tie knots when you don't have much left to tie with, so. Now, the aim is to not tangle it while we straighten it out. Sorry, just bashing everything. Like this needle because it's sort of nice and thick and long, but it's got a nice big eye in it too, which makes life a lot easier for someone who's half blind like me and doesn't want to wear her glasses. Now, next thing you want to do is always check, I say this every time, but I've got to say it to myself every time, check that the signature is in the right way, not upside down. Check that your pages are in order, which I'm pretty sure they are. Then you check that you've got anything that you want, you know, that it's positioned right, whether you want it up the top or down the bottom or in the middle. We want that one around the middle. But we do want the pages to be sort of even as well. Now, I have noticed some of the pages seem a bit off, but I can trim the edges of the pages once they're sewn in if I'm worried about that. So I think that's what I'll do with this. So we're just going to make sure, I'm just pushing down in the middle, make sure all the pages are sitting nicely in there. And I will get my clips. And clip it down there. And I'll just turn it around. I should always do this before I start because I always end up having to do it one-handed. Oh, now it's not really holding that middle bit too well, but that's all right. We should manage. So a lot of the time I do a template for my signatures, but because we're just doing the one signature, I'm just going to eyeball it and try and get, we're doing 3 whole pamphlets stitched, so I'll try and do the first one around about the middle. So let's have a look. It's pretty thick too, so I doubt I'll get it through where I want it, but oh, that's not too bad. And then I usually just go an inch, inch and a half in from either end. I want to catch this middle page, so I'll make sure I get it there a bit. Oh, it's pretty solidly in there. And again, try and catch the middle page. Now, I'm sorry you can't see much because it's good to hold the signature, the pages together a bit to do this. Helps get it where you want it. God, that's hard. Alrighty, so now I'm thinking, do I want the knot in the middle or out the back? I think I want it in the middle, so I'm going to go through the middle here. I can't see the hole because of the foliage in the book page. So I'll leave a whole lot of the tail hanging out there. Even a bit more just in case. And then we're going to go in through this top. Nice, I think that's through where I want it, yes. Now I haven't been holding onto this very well, this middle page, but that's all right. We'll just get it through this one first and then we'll get it through the hole. Now, I think it's in the hole, yes. And out the back, yes. Hooked onto my clip. Is that the way I want it? Yes, that's all right. At least the thing is that you can always redo it if you do something wrong. It's frustrating, but it's not that hard to take it all apart and do the stitching again. The first time you do it, it's so scary, but once you get used to it, it's actually quite easy. It's more frustrating and fiddly than anything at times. I'm just trying not to catch the thread. Try and get it through this page. This is probably the hardest part I find, is getting it back through this middle sometimes. Now, I think we're just mainly having problems with this, are we? Because it should come through there pretty easy. Get in the middle here. Sometimes I like to hold this and pull it toward a bit, and that helps me guide this one back through. It's being difficult for me. Yay! Alright, so we've got the tail over that side, so we want to go under with this, with the head end, I suppose you'd call it, that way. And as you can see, I've got heaps left over, but it does make it a lot easier. So I'm just pulling it a little bit just to make it taut. Now you can see that's not taut there, so we will fix that. Bit better, bit like guitar strings, that's what you want. And tie your knot. It always feels good to get to this stage. I reckon feels like you've, completed something or succeeded at something. Leave them. Yeah, that's a good length, I reckon. I'll put that back in there. I might be able to use it for something. Put my all away. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm doing well with that today. We can remove our cardboard. Now we can take our clippies off. Let's see how we've gone. So that is our journal. So that's what it looks like then. It's quite nice and neat. So now if I want, I can embellish the cover, maybe put some lace over there, which I will sometime. Maybe I really love the way it's turned out. It's so basic, but so pretty. So I reckon a nice scrappy or something, maybe some lace on it, and that'll look quite nice. And it feels nice and sturdy in there. So, and it's pretty even, I think. It's not poking out the top much at all. Some of my pages are uneven, but that doesn't bother me. And these pages aren't too bad. They're uneven, but they're not sticking out much, which I thought they'd stick out a fair bit here. Might still neaten them up sometime, but we'll see. It doesn't bother me. And I love these little fluffy bits. I don't like a lot of that sort of thing hanging out, but a little bit's nice. So, nice and scrappy. So we'll have a quick look. So yeah, there's pages like that I'd probably like to cover up. It's looking very pretty. Still a fair bit of space there to add some bits and pieces that we've made. So I thought what I might do now, just all I've got it on my brain is make a little booklet with this. So the first thing I want to do is score down the middle-ish. Can I measure it with this? I should be able to. It is 7 and 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, so that's 3.5. Another 1.5. So yeah, that's pretty spot on. So I'll just move it over to there a little bit and go down just like this, just to help it fold a little bit. I'll make sure that we've got it semi-even here. Makes a nice little cover. Then we've got to find some pages. So I do have, just want to check my scrap bin. I don't know if I've got many big pieces that would be suitable, but if I do, it saves. Got some shorthand. Something like that would be good to use. That's a bit. That's good. I've got heaps of bits in here. And then I just want to find maybe a book picture for the centre or something that might look nice. Do you like that picture? I might be able to cut that down and make it as a centre page for our little mini journal. I do have my cutter here. Get it around the right way. Take some off of this at the top. It's hard to know, the top's pretty as well. Just line it up. I can't even chuck this out because I like this bit. That can go in my scrappy bin. So that's fitting pretty well actually. I'll keep that because we need it for other pages, don't we? It can be our guide, although it doesn't matter if they're a bit, you know, different size. It just adds interest. So we might keep and use this whole piece. And there's my bone folder. Making a mess as usual. We'll see whether this even ends up in there, but if not, it doesn't matter, it's still ready for another journal. So this needs to be folded too. Actually, that side's quite nice as well, some of it. Probably just end up covering some of this. I can do that afterwards though. Now, is that too wide? Yeah, I didn't think about that. They're a bit wide. So I'll just chop this down a tad. some of this. It's a bit busted up. Might have to do one of those paper bandages. Let's have a look. Might have to make it a small page as well. Where's that rip? Out there. Should put stuff in the rubbish and back in the scrap bin as I go so I don't have such a mess. That's not too bad. So I'll fold it. It's got a bit of writing there, so I'll stick something over the top of that. Just fix up that little blemish now. So I'm just going to rip some of this off and stick it on there like that, and then we'll just reinforce that little ripped bit. It's going to be too wide again, isn't it? So I've got to take a bit off of that one. It's not so bad. Need a bit that's at least as long as the botanical page, just so it doesn't look so bad. So what I might do is I'm just going to rip this down the centre. Length of that. A little bit needs to come off. It's very close. So I'll take just a tad more. Of course it's going to be too wide now, so I've closed it. I've just got to cut that down a tad. I use my pencil for this. So it's not too bad. I might just need to trim those down a tad more, but I can do that with my knife. Might be the easiest way to do it. I don't need much. And I just got to grab my cutting mat wherever it disappeared to. So I've just grabbed my cutting mat. It's my wonky one, so don't mind that it looks all warped. I don't know if you can see it yet, but last time I used this mat, someone complained that they said everything looked like, you know, all skewed. Deb, I think it was. Sorry, Deb. She said to put it out in the sun on a hot day and like let it get flat again, but I haven't done it yet, so it's still all warped. But I cannot for the life of me find my green mat. Don't ask me how you could lose something that big, but only I could achieve something like that. So I'm just going to use my ruler and my knife just to chop a smidgen of this off, and hopefully not chop anything else that shouldn't be chopped. Yeah, much happier with that. It's going to be a nice little booklet. So again, just like your other journal, make sure everything's up where you want it. So let us we might be able to use the cotton that I've already cut here, a bit of off cut. And I'll just use one layer of it. I'm thinking I might not even need to use my awl. So we'll see how we go at just whacking it straight in. Get these pages in where I want them. May clip it there just to make my life easier, because I do have fumbled fingers at the moment. So yes, must get started on. I want to do a set of botanical journals. I've got to go through my books tomorrow. I found one Reader's Digest cover that I really love, and I swear I have a whole heap here, but like everything, like my mat, I can't find them. So I must have a good look, because I sort of want to make them all uniform sizes. Right, I think that'll do. So just a 3-hole pamphlet stitch again, why not? Just got to try not to get my finger. This is probably why I should have used the awl, because it is. To get it, yeah, that's better. Go through there and make a hole. Because I did it through crooked before. Is that going through? That's going through the old hole. It still wants to go through that one. Up. Yes, it worked. I made a bit of a mess down here, but don't look at that. I said I'm free and easy. It's my own journal. Call it Friday night foof up time. So check that that's a bit loose. It's not too bad though. Should have tightened it up a bit more. Just let me grab my needle and undo this. Don't want to pull it too tight. Take the clips off. I'll remove this mat so I don't make Deb seasick. So this is our little booklet now. Probably have to sit it under something just for a little bit. Oh no, it's not flipping right open. So let's have a look. That looks good. So it's nice to have the bigger page at the start that sort of covers the unevenness of the rest. And then it doesn't look so bad after that. Good way of using up those scrap papers. I might collage or something on here a bit. I love that as a middle page. You could always ink around the edges too, which would look really nice. I might sometime, but I haven't inked in the rest of the journal at all, so I thought I sort of won't bother. And that's the back. I love it. You know, if you see the pictures in a book that are like that, and they're the same size, why not leave it like that and make a little booklet or a little fold-out journaling spot. All right, so now I've lost my journal again. I just want to see if I've got anywhere in here at the moment. Go all right in there. That's not too bad. It's pretty thick though. Might even be better at the back or front. Have I got anything in the back? It actually looks really nice there. So what do you reckon? I'll leave it in there, I reckon. That'll hold on to it quite nicely. So, all right, well, I think that's probably a heaps long video for tonight. Sorry about my bumbling around it. Yeah, I'm having one of those weeks, so I wouldn't expect tonight to be any different. So, yeah. But I shall hopefully get on with my doing some embellishments and ephemera for my other botanical journals over the weekend. I'd love to get started with those. So, but I do want to revisit this every now and again and add some more to it because I've got heaps still left to do. And I also want to make ephemera with all the rest of the pictures. Why not? Just stick a whole lot up and then it's all ready to go in future journals as well. So, and we've got to add some, you know, a bit of bling and lace and just jazz it up a little bit more too. But I reckon it's looking so nice, like the coloured pages. And as I said, they're all picked up from second-hand shops, so nice and cheap. Very cheap way to make a junk journal for yourselves. So if you've got any of these botanical books hanging around, grab them out and see if you can make yourself a journal just using them and some other scrap papers and see how you go. And if you know, show me all the ideas you come up with. I love to see them. I get ideas off of everyone else, so it's great inspiration. So take care, have a great weekend, look after yourselves, and I will see you soon. Bye.